Hi, I'm Jim Gary, and welcome to Patilipi's Workshop. I spent quite a bit of time removing the transmission mount and tracking down the correct motor mounts for my 26-year-old P32 Workhorse Motorhome, and I'm installing a new Vortex 7.4-liter long block engine to replace the original motor that failed due to a bent connecting rod. Removing the transmission mount required the removal of the 3-piece cross member to reach the bolts, and you'll also see that I had a bit of trouble finding the correct motor mounts. So please be aware that I'm a biologist, not a professional mechanic. I'm showing you what I did, not what I think you should do. So please consult a professional before taking on work like this. And as always, I welcome any comments or suggestions you may have. If you found this video interesting, there are links to some of my other videos in the description below. So please like and subscribe. Now let's get on with that video. So I'm underneath the RV here, and I'm just trying to get the transmission mount out. It's rubber, and the motor instructions said to replace the engine mounts and the transmission mount before you put the new motor in. And there was a kind of a big weird washer clamp thing that set into here, which I've gotten a nut on that, and I was able to get that off. Here's that odd shaped square washer and the nut that connected the bottom of the transmission mount to the cross member. And up here there's another nut bolt that goes into the aluminum housing of the transmission, and there's another one on the other side, and here's the rubber part of that motor mount, of that transmission mount. So I've got to get this bolt out and the other bolt on the other side out as well. And I've put penetrating oil on it a few times, and I'm going to do it again on both sides. Okay. And I can't get a socket wrench on there. There's just not enough room. So instead, I'm just going to put a big long wrench on there. And I've got my extra long, so I've got my big extra long 15 millimeter wrench. It's a 15 millimeter bolt, head bolt on the bolt. I've got that in there. It fits nicely. So I'm going to try to get it to break loose. Got a pipe to put on it if I need to. Man, it does not want to go. Really wish I could get my hammer. I'm just afraid it's going to snap the wrench. So I'm going to back out and get my feet up there. Get my foot pushing on that wrench. Can't really put much more force than that on it. I'll get both feet in there. Something gave. Boy, it's just turning that wrench into a pretzel. Well, the only other alternative really I have is going to be to take the cross member out, and they actually mentioned that that might be necessary, and at least I can get at those bolts. But if I get the cross member out, then I could put a regular my heavy duty driver on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spray all these bolts. So I'm going to try to do this side, see if I get this side off, and if I can, then I'll go ahead and try to take the other side off. This might make it a little bit easier to see. So I've got 2 here, I've got 2 back up under there, and I've got 3 here to get this side off, and then the other side I'll deal with if I can get these off. As I look in here, right along here, I can see some deterioration of that rubber too. So it looks to me like that rubber's sort of coming apart at the edge there. So I think it is important to get this off. Huh. So I had a feeling these were, even though the central bolt is metric, I had a feeling that these cross member ones would be SAE, and sure enough these are 9/16, which is what I thought. Just need to get a 9/16 on the nut side. Okay, get this on the bolt side. Okay, that's typical on this vehicle, a hat-shaped bolt, no separate washer, and then a hat-shaped nut on the other side. Let me get the next one. Well, at least I'm making some progress. Now, there shouldn't be any weight on this bolt because I've got the thing jacked up, but there does seem to be some weight on it. So as you can see here, I've got the whole thing, the transmission up on a transmission jack. So maybe I just need to put a little more up on it. But first I'll try to just back this bolt out. And so it turns out the nut here is 11/16 and the bolt head on the other side is 5/8. And I really need a socket to get to it, so I got a socket here set to go up in here to hold that. There it is. There's the bolt. It's the same deal. It's a hat nut and a hat bolt, but bigger size compared to the one in the center. See, much different size. This over here. Okay, that's on. Barely any clearance. Okay. That came out. So I've got the bolt and the nut. And luckily I marked this where it goes. So I marked the front with a pen. You probably can't read it on there, but I marked that as the front, and I know this is the bottom, so it goes in up here. So now let's take a look. So there's the two nuts and the bolts are on top, and I'm going to have to do this with a socket because I won't be able to get my power tool up in there. So I've got a wrench on the top and I've got this socket. I've already loosened it. I had to use a breaker bar to do it, but it's coming loose. So the trick to this seems to be to put the ratchet on there, put it on a cheater bar. Cheater bar. That loosened it. And then I have to get loose enough that it can wobble a little bit. I've got a wrench on the back holding the bolt head. I just need to get enough slack. And these seem to be bolts or nuts that are kind of like nylock, but bolt nuts. They don't just loosen up. Once I get it loose a little bit, I'll be able to get my driver in there with an extension. And this is a wobbly extension, so let's just see. May have to go a little bit longer, but get it started. Guess I'll have to do it by hand. Man, it's on there good. I don't know what's happened. I'm having to do it with a wrench. Let's back up there behind it. I'm wondering if I could fit my wrench up there, my driver up there. Quite a bit of room. Oh yeah, it'll fit. So I've got a wrench down here, 11/16. I've got my driver, which has got a 5/8. There we go. Got it right. So that's this side. Now the other side is going to be a lot harder because it's got exhaust pipes in the way. So I'm probably not going to show that side, but it'll be just as much fun as this side was, I'm sure. So this is the cross member underneath the transmission, and here's the bolt that I took the nut off that attaches the transmission mount to the cross member. And I've removed this side of the cross member from the frame, so it's not attached anymore. And now I've got to go back over to the other side. So that was the right side of the vehicle. Now this is the same thing on the left side of the vehicle. So I've got to get these 3 bolts out here, and then there's more back in here. And I'm not going to film the whole thing because it's just going to be hard to get at because I've got the exhaust system in the way here. But I'm going to get these 3 bolts out and then get these 2 bolts out, and that'll drop out this part of the cross member, and then above it, I'll be able to get the upper bolts and get the whole cross member out. Then I'll be able to reach the bolts that are under here that hold on the transmission mount to the transmission itself. So this is the left side of the cross member here. I don't have to get it out. I just have to move it out of the way. So here's the transmission mount, and here's the bolt I need on this side, and there's another one on the other side I just couldn't get at with this in the way. I bent my big wrench on it, but I think I can get off with my driver. So here's the transmission mount. Here's one of the bolts. Let's see if I can just get it. No problem. So there's the first one. Get the second one. Here it comes. There we go. Same thing, a top hat bolt. No, oh, it's got a washer. Anyway, I'll get those 2 bolts, and here's the actual transmission mount. Here's my transmission mount that I took out. Single bolt goes down, and these 2 bolts go up. And here's the replacement. I got this via Rock Auto, the genuine GM part. So here it is. So I call those a pretty good match. They're still like the motor mounts. There seems to be more rubber, but that may just be because this has been crushed down. If you look at it from one end, it's possible. Yeah, that might be what's happened. This is a good half-inch narrow, shorter this way than this one. Anyway, they look like they're gonna fit just perfectly, so this is gonna go in. It's a genuine GM part, but of course made in China. So I had to get new motor mounts, which was a really good idea, as you'll see in a minute. And all the references I could find said that I needed an Anchor 2292, but the 2292 definitely did not fit. And that's because this is the original one. There's 2 bolts in the top, and there's a single bolt in the middle on the bottom. And the 2292 has 4 bolts, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, and it was a little bit smaller. So if you look here, here's where the rubber is, and this bolts to the frame member, and then it mates with the metal part that's attached to the engine and held by a single bolt that goes through this hole here. So here's the Anchor 2621 that I bought, and these are cheap, like 12 bucks a piece. So they must go on a lot of cars. So here they are side by side. And they seem to be an pretty much exact match, so I'm going to go with these. It's a little less rubber on it too, but it looks like it'll fit just fine. So the Anchor 2621 is what I'm going to be using. So I'm very close to installing the new motor. Next week's video will show the beginning of the assembly of the new motor. I am so excited about that. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Similar videos of mine are linked in the description below. Bye.